Let's begin with our final project. Previously, I've drawn some drafts about different types of villain. I've prepared this PDF in which I describe each villain that I want you to do after finishing the course. In my case, I've done some of them based on certain characteristics. And now, I'm going to do another 3 based on my own description. I'm going to start with Dark Lord. Dark Lords are usually all-powerful characters who desire to conquer everything they find in front of them. I'm going to design my Dark Lord as a standoffish and cool character with sharp eyes and features. I also want him to be an old character. It won't be human. I'm going to emphasize it by making the ears sharper and adding a flat nose. As it's not human, it would be a kind of fantastic thing, like an elf or an alien. As you can see, I'm still working with the head, and I've used triangles for it. We've been talking about it before, remember? I also want to give the character an elegant aspect through the clothes he wears. That's why I'm going to make it wear a military uniform. Adding some wrinkles will help to make it look more evil too. Using curved eyebrows is also important. Guys, don't forget to add some scars. Keep in mind everything I'm saying because it's very important. And now, okay, let's center the drawing. Okay, first one done. Now we are going to draw our second character. This time it will be a psycho. What about this guy? Okay, well. Okay, this guy is a lunatic, is completely mad, who's going to commit crimes. Well, that's obvious, right, since he's a villain. However, this villain is going to be a quite crazy judge. Actually, it reminds me of the story of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. I don't know why. I don't know if you remember it or you know it. So, I want you to take this story as a reference to represent or reflect the 2 different personalities in the same character. This is what I meant when I referred to the 2 faces or heads. With this first face, you can see over here, I'm creating a kind of charming character. So a kind of judge or a lawyer with slicked hair and the smile, this particular smile. And as I was saying before, I'm inspired by a shark in designing this character. So that's why it has some characteristics and features not common in normal people. For example, the very sharp teeth and this huge nose connected directly to the forehead. Also, I've reduced considerably the size of the eyes. I've thought it could be a good idea to use the slicked hair and the wig simulating a shark fin. All these are small details which give the character a very original look. Now I'm going to start creating the second face. To do so, I'll use the one I've already done as a template. Let's drop opacity. By doing this, as you can see, we can draw the other face over it without losing the structure. In this one, however, instead of being smiling, the character will be irritated. So, this angry mood characterizes its other side, as happens with Jekyll and Hyde. This time, its clothes are quite a mess and the hair isn't slicked anymore, totally messed up. The pupils inside the eyes are now contracted and the eyelids wide open. Also, I'm going to take advantage of these particular teeth to make them even more frightening. Okay, let's draw him this time as he were yelling, as he were saying, "Hey you, where do you think you're going?" Or, "Attack, I'll kill you." It's just a matter of being creative and use your imagination. If you make up the villain's story before starting drawing, it will help you to design the character. What I'm doing now is adding some shadows for the gums and adding some wrinkles and so on. Let's go now with the next character. This one is going to be a corrupt, and I'm going to use the stereotype of the corrupt police officer. I've decided to do an old man, and I've picked up the following characteristics. He's a smoker, he has big and expressive brows, drooped eyelids, and bags under the eyes. Guys, trust me, bags are really cool since they are a very characteristic feature of older people and work incredibly well when defining a character. Our corrupt character is going to have an angular face. Not too sharp, not too round, almost square. He's going to be a corrupt police officer who has power over everyone and no one faces him since he's the boss. Let's add all these details step by step. This one isn't that difficult because it's a person. Well, our villain is ready. Now I'm going to start with the last character, which is going to be a mad scientist. I've decided to be a woman. This female character is going to wear a ponytail and have a pet. As she's a mad scientist, I'm also going to give her a crazy look. So, this woman's going to have a disturbing smile, a feature which any of the other characters but the psycho have. This woman is crazy, completely mad, and take advantage of the science and her intelligence to do evil things. So we are going to draw her with half-closed eyes, a marked smile, quite contracted eyelids, and quite curved eyebrows. As she was surprised and really happy because her experiment goes really well. Once we've drawn all the details included in the description I made, what we are going to do is start drawing the hair. I know it's supposed to be a ponytail, but I didn't like the result, really, so I think it's important that she has her hair up, doesn't matter how. So if you don't like the ponytail neither, you can simply draw a bun, for example. In my case, I'm going to hold it with a pencil or a pen. This character is going to be thinner, skinny. So now we are going to add some other details which will give her an evil look. Okay. We still need to add the pet. Well, in my case, I've picked up a mouse, and in the section over here, we are going to draw a sort of test tube with some chemical liquid in it. This liquid will be the cause of the little cloud I've drawn there, which resembles a skull. Can you see it? Also, by drawing the test tube, the look in her face makes sense, since we can see now that she is proud and happy of seeing what she has in front of her, her creation. Let's design now the little companion of the mad scientist. I've chosen a cyber-labbed mouse, since as she's mad and a scientist, she can invent anything without limits. Well, this will be the first part of the final project. The second part will be coloring the sketches we've done, and we'll be paying special attention to the lighting options we can use. See you in the next lesson. Bye!